I think he wants to taste other people's oatmeal, if you know what I mean.
Some little maple and brown sugar.
Yeah, he wants some dino eggs.
You want some strawberry today? You want some brown sugar?
We got some peaches and cream tomorrow. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Expert in fucking, I don't know.
Great power. For the fifth time, it's your boy Sean.
What is up, Wikimaniacs? On today's episode, we have a groom making demands for his wedding, a man who wants to know what's wrong with him, a husband who helps out a friend, and a listener who is honest with her boyfriend's mom. For the Patreon exclusive stories, we have two stories that I chose exclusively for our guests today.
Me?
Where we have a boyfriend who ditches his girlfriend, and an OP tells her sister-in-law the truth. If you want to hear those two stories and get ad-free episodes, head on over to patreon.com/Cultivate Podcast Network. Sign up today. With that, we've got our group today, our hosts, my co-hosts, John Consignato, as usual. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, everybody?
And filling in for Sean today, because he's in jury duty. So, sucks for him, but he's carrying out his civil duties. We got Sienna stepping in from the famous Sangria with Sienna podcast.
Yeah, the one episode. Sorry, guys. Hello. I would like to apologize. We loved the episode Sangria with Sienna, and thank you for all the positive feedback. It was super fun, but I stepped into like a new role at work, and then it's summer, so we are a million weddings, crazy busy. So I hardly have time to do anything, but I am trying to get in the works. I'm speaking with some friends, trying to get them back on. Katrina already has so many more stories too, so we could absolutely have her on again.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The demand is crazy. You gave him a taste, and now everyone is just give me more of that sugar, baby.
Would love to go. We will.
Yeah.
Sure. It's just not going to be on a monthly. Well, it might be more monthly basis, like once a year starts, but summer
later
is
on,
just wild. Yeah.
Yeah, and when we started, I was like, no pressure if you get busy. Like, this is just it's a fun project, so no pressure on you. So, more episodes will come, but just later dates. So. We also got Ringo again.
Yeah, she is a paid actor.
She is a paid actor.
She's just snoozing.
She demands food and snuggles, and that's about it.
And play.
And twist ties. Yeah. She loves twist ties. So,
honestly, that's all I need in life too, man. Ringo, I can relate.
Food, cuddles, and twist ties. That's John. That's all John needs.
If the twist tie is edible, even better.
That's perfect. So today is a bit of a special one because most of the stories I've chosen have updates, which is why we're only doing 4, I believe, today. So they are a bit longer with the stories because of the updates, but they are interesting. I'll say that. So the first one we got is cross-posted by Environmental Soil 771. And the title is, Am I the Asshole for Telling My Fiance My Daughter Has to Be in Our Wedding?
Do we have to decide yes or no? Before?
So the fun fact about this episode, which is hilarious that Sean's not here. Normally we do like Sean and John go head to head so you can get the most correct, predict Sean's. But last week, I actually ended up losing. Spoilers if you haven't listened. So, because they guessed my AI story. And
do you have another AI story this week?
No, not this week, but last week I did.
Yeah.
And so they guessed it right. So now I have to do the punish Sean. I'm trying to connect it there on the next month's bonus episode. So this was the only episode Sean could have done where the points don't matter.
Oh, okay.
So you can guess. And it doesn't matter. We're not collecting points this week.
I want to win.
Well, we could do like a mini one.
Well, Sienna, expect a DM from one of us because we're going to need some punishment ideas for your sweet prince over here.
Okay, I will. Yeah. I will get thinking. Absolutely.
I told him you'd have tons of ideas.
That sounds good to me.
And if you haven't seen the bonus episode where Sean Well, not really punished. He slayed. He slayed on that episode.
He was comfortable with that punishment for sure.
Go check it out because as we're recording, it came out today and tons of good feedback from that episode. So go check it out.
Looking like a snack.
He was looking like a snack. Once again, the title is Am I the Asshole for Telling My Fiance My Daughter Has to Be in Our Wedding? What do you guys think?
Gonna go no.
No? Okay.
Yeah.
You would also demand...
If I had a daughter, I think I'd want them to be in the wedding.
Okay, fair enough.
I gotta agree. I feel like that's also becoming the other party's daughter to be. So if you don't want them included, then that kind of makes them an asshole. But for this specific reason, no, the OP is not the asshole.
Right. Yeah. I see. Yeah. I like it that you're on the same page. Sean would have concocted 12 different reasons why they would.
They were thinking of like what if like they're just eloping, just them two, and they're going on this like elaborate trip to get married, and it's like maybe it's like a baby. They're like, wow, we can't really enjoy our.
Welcome to the new podcast, Sean. This is Sean. This is the new Sean.
I was thinking
I like it.
Shauna?
Actually, fun fact, my parents wanted to name me Shauna. That was the number one thing. And then I have a cousin named Sean. So they were like, probably not.
Isn't Sienna
How did they spell it though?
SHAWNA, I think is what they were.
So the correct way.
Oh.
Yeah. But I think Sienna is like, can be pronounced Shauna in some parts of the world. Ireland, maybe. I don't know. My parents, very Irish ancestry, and they were like playing around with names, and they're like Sienna because kind of like Shauna.
It's the name between.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen a Wikimaniac comment something about this, Josh, but everyone said that each of our names, like me, you, and Sean, it's a variation of the name John in like different languages.
Yeah. So I did see that TikTok. Josh wasn't in that one, but people said Josh could.
Joshua was.
Yeah, it might be.
That is funny though. I love it.
It is funny that all of our names are the same.
If my name is like Shauna, and
you're basically John.
Then we're all the crew.
I'm John. I am John.
Welcome to the John cast.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So let's get into the story and see if you guys are correct. So I, 45 male, have a daughter, P, from a previous relationship. I divorced my ex-wife on good terms, and we share 50-50 custody of P. She is now 11. After I divorced my ex-wife, I met my now fiance, S. S and my daughter got along very well. After 5 years in my relationship with S, I proposed. S was super excited and wanted to start planning right away. She looked at venues and started asking her friends to be her bridesmaids. She then told me she wanted her niece to be a flower girl, which I had no problem with, but I said I also want P to be a flower girl. S looked at me funny and said that she didn't think that P would fit the part. I got angry and told S that my daughter would be in our wedding. S started to become upset and said that the girls in the wedding were up to her and P wouldn't be one of them. I told S that if P wasn't in the wedding, then there might not be a wedding. I stormed out and took P to get ice cream. P knows we are getting married, and she told me she thinks she will look pretty in whatever dress S decides she should wear. This broke my heart, and I decided to text S. I told her I would be staying at a friend's house to think it over. My mother-in-law texted me saying I was overreacting and that my daughter doesn't have to be in my wedding, and I was an ass for saying that I would cancel. So did I take it too far saying that I will cancel? Am I overreacting or just being a good dad?
John, would you like to go first?
Wow. So
polite. No, go ahead.
Usually they talk over each other.
You are the guest.
I'm going to say absolutely not the asshole. Like, child-free weddings are a thing, and I think that's a way to go. I think we'll probably go with that. Have kids. We're not engaged yet, but have kids at our ceremony and not at the receptions to enjoy it. But like this, literally, she's having her niece as a flower girl, and it's obviously she's having bridesmaids. It's a wedding party. It's not just them. I think, if you want your daughter in it, you have you're not overreacting at all. I don't even understand, especially if she's close with her, why you would think that you wouldn't want your daughter. She's going to be your daughter.
Yeah.
Your special day. Like, this is a big day. You have your close friends, it sounds like, around your niece. It just doesn't make sense to me at all. I don't know. Like, it just, that doesn't.
I'd get maybe not wanting her at like the after, like the celebration
if you're 11,
part.
like maybe it's like you want to like get down. Like, I'm there for
we're getting drunk. We're staying up late.
But,
I don't
Turn
want
up,
kids around.
yeah.
But I'm doing that.
But I think that's totally uncalled for, and he has every right, because if you're showing signs there and like to fit your vibe or whatever, like yes, you can have an aesthetic for a wedding, absolutely.
Yeah.
But and it's your day, but that's not okay. You need to be considerate of family and friends, and even like her saying like I get to decide on the girls,
it's
like
weird.
That's not necessarily true. Like we, like your niece would probably be right, like like things, and like I have a guy that I would like part of our wedding, and it would be on, and I would ask Josh if he could stand with Josh, because I mean guys can stand on my side too, but aesthetically we want them. So it just doesn't even like make sense as an excuse. So I honestly would love to know. There has to be a different reason than her just being like aesthetic.
I also don't understand what that means.
Yeah. Well, people have like a very
aesthetics.
Like,
guys are in aesthetics. We're like, what?
People have like a very pictured version of what some people, of what they want. And like I do, like everybody thinks about what they want, but like that doesn't involve you getting to like cut people out that are important to you. And it's not even, this daughter shouldn't be just important to your husband.
Should be important to you.
You should want her there.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense. I don't understand.
Yeah. No, that's fair. What do you think, John?
No, I absolutely agree. And I think Sienna already nailed the point that I was going to make already. Like this S stands for sucks. And she absolutely sucks for the situation, and she is showing previews of what the marriage is going to be about already. Yes. You guys mentioned aesthetics. I was going to go in a little bit about that too. And I agree. Some people want to fit a certain type, but she was already displaying like an I in a marriage. Like, there is an I in a marriage, but it should be a team to begin with. You know what I mean? Like those decisions, who's going to be in a party should be a team type of dynamic, because y'all are a team at the end of the day. And the fact that you don't want the daughter involved, which is definitely like one of the biggest parts of, OP's life. And for them to be like, not going to happen.
That's wild.
That's just wild. You're already excluding one of the most important people in his life. And it's absolute, and he has absolutely the right to call off the wedding, because he has a feeling already that the daughter is not going to be part of the equation. And that's a no-no for him.
Yeah, but I agree. Just like if this is where it's starting, then what's the future going to be like?
Yeah, it's not a great start to a marriage. So like I said, most of these stories have updates, and this one is no different. And it goes like this. So I think the first paragraph is him answering questions to like Reddit comments. So if they seem like weird responses, that's why. Okay. So he says, "Hey Reddit, thanks everyone for the kind words and suggestions. To answer a few questions, my daughter is not disabled, chubby, or having an awkward phase / braces / glasses. I did ask if P could be a groomswoman. S immediately shot me down. S is 39. She is the same race as my daughter. This is her first marriage. I tried to answer as many comments as possible." So, like I said, the comments kind of go over the place there. But I came home to talk to S today. When I pulled into the driveway, my mother-in-law was sitting there in her car. I got out and went inside, trying to avoid talking to my mother-in-law. S was sitting at the kitchen table, and I joined her. She sat in silence, so I asked the first question, which was, why does P not fit the part? And why don't you want her in the wedding at all? Her answer full-on shocked me. She quietly said, I was hoping that after the wedding, you could become a holiday visit-only dad.
No.
What?
I didn't.
Oh, take the ring back. Oh, engagement over.
I didn't want her in the wedding so that she wouldn't be in photos around the house since she wasn't going to be around much. I kept my cool, calmly took her hand, and pulled my engagement ring off.
You goddamn right you should do that.
Can't be real.
My
I mean, God. We suspend dispromise on this podcast.
AI story. I know it doesn't count.
It's not.
Punish him 2 months in a row.
I promise you, it was on Reddit. Her eyes started to tear up. She said we shouldn't end the marriage over this and that she can change. I told her the damage was already done. I told her I wanted her things moved out by next week and that she could come get them when my daughter wasn't home. The house is in my name and I paid for it. I was allowing her to get her furniture that she paid for. She stormed out and my mother-in-law came knocking on the door. Not your mother-in-law anymore, but came knocking on the door saying I was being unreasonable. I I couldn't imagine only seeing my daughter 3 to 4 times a year. The fact that S wanted me to give up part of my custody blew me away. I'm sitting on my couch and just in shock. Our honeymoon was supposed to be in Hawaii. Looks like me and P will be going instead. I will update again if anything happens. And as far as I know, nothing else happened. But
wow, good for him. That's wild. Yep. Now that I understand, I'm glad that she came out and said it because I was like, why wouldn't you want her in it?
Yeah.
I just don't why would she think that if they've been together for 5 years and obviously the daughter's a big part of his life.
And has never brought it up.
And has never brought it up?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense. Like, for 5 years, she's been a big part.
Yeah.
So why do you think at marriage it would change?
Yeah, just now we're a family and she's not part of this family. That's just such a wild.
Like if you don't want kids, then don't marry someone who has kids.
A kid. Yeah.
That's okay if you don't want kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
But just
I don't want kids right now.
Kids and expect them to change.
You kind of just don't spring that up like just before the wedding starts. Like, oh yeah, by the way, you're gonna be a holiday dad.
Yeah.
He probably would have said, I probably wouldn't even pop the question if someone said that to me and I had a kid. So she wasted his time, like for real.
I agree. And then that's hard on the daughter too, because it sounds like he made it sound like they had a good relationship.
Yeah.
At the start. So it's like, okay, I don't even know what I would do as a dad, like to be like, why aren't you guys getting married anymore? What do you tell her? Like, I guess she didn't want you in your like that.
Yeah, it really sucks because you do have to lie to her because you can't tell her the truth. That's just not. You're definitely not able to do that.
Yeah,
but you just got to be like, we just had a disagreement or something like that.
That's very, very mean of.
Very mean.
She's just not. Doesn't sound like a very.
Yeah, because it's just like.
And then the daughter sees this on TikTok and
shit.
Damn, this sounds like me.
I don't think our demographic's under 12, so we're okay.
True.
I hope they're not.
Yeah, well, YouTube we're 18 plus, so I'm sure there's a few people under 18 that listen, but hopefully not that age.
Yeah.
We swear too much. Sean swears way too much.
I will make too many dirty jokes.
Yeah. John is a problem.
It's true.
All right. Well, let's move on to the next story. This one is cross-posted by Miss Steve Perry. I always think it says Stevie because they've posted many times. And the title is, Am I the Asshole? What's Wrong with Me? I don't think they understand how Am I the Asshole works, but...
Okay. Wait, what?
Yeah, how can we even predict anything with that?
What do you mean?
What's wrong with you?
So what do you think? What do you think?
I'm just gonna go say yes for not giving us a way to predict. What kind of titling is this, OP? You're an asshole for this reason.
What do you think?
I'm gonna go no.
Okay, just to change it up. That's what Sean does too sometimes.
I am Sean.
You're fitting the part well. That's why we ask whenever he's not on for you to come on. All right. So this one's a bit of a shorter one. And it goes like this. So I'm probably going to get a lot of hatred for this, but here goes.
He's an asshole or she's an asshole.
I, 28 male, met my wife, 29 female, when we were 18. We were each other's first, and I had no desire to sow wild oats because we were pretty active. Which I think
what does
that mean?
Sleep around, I guess. I think that's what that means.
It's the weirdest thing I've ever heard.
But it's also like I had no desire to because we were pretty active. So if you weren't as active.
Okay, active as in
sexually.
Yeah.
I was like,
it's like you're running.
Y'all making oatmeal?
What are you doing?
Oatmeal.
No, so I mean, what he's saying in the sentence is pretty shitty when you break it down. He's like, I had no desire to sow wild oats because we were pretty active. Mm-hmm. So he's saying if they weren't active,
then he would
have a desire to sleep around.
I don't understand people who say that because I get it. People have different drives.
Yeah.
So you need to probably date someone who's on a similar level or you probably are going to have issues. But figure that out right away. Don't cheat on the person because just be like, okay,
we're just going to not be together. That's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Be with someone who you'd want to make oatmeal with every morning.
Exactly, John. That's what that sentence is saying.
I'm stuck with the oatmeal bit.
So going off of that, the problem is now we are less active because her drive is a lot lower than mine. And it's pretty frustrating because I want a lot more activity than her. The other difficulty is I'm very insecure and often feel like the validation she gives is obligatory spousal validation. I've never heard it worded that way, but
yeah.
Is it wrong of me to ask to briefly test some waters for self-confidence? I'm a grower, not a shower, so I often feel like it's inadequate.
Wait, what do you mean briefly test the waters?
I think like
he wants to open up the marriage?
Oh.
I think he wants to taste other people's oatmeal, if you know what I mean.
Some little maple and brown sugar.
Yeah, he wants some dino eggs.
He wants some strawberry today. He wants some brown sugar.
We got some peaches and cream tomorrow. Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Oatmeal. That's what we're talking
yeah,
about.
Oatmeal. Yeah.
Want to quake someone's oats.
So is it wrong of me to ask to briefly test the waters for some self-confidence? I'm a grower, not a shower, so I often feel like it's inadequate, despite being around 6.5 inches and thick.
Why do you got to put that in there? Why do you got to put it in there?
Unnecessary.
Yeah.
So am I the asshole for wanting external validation?
If that was it, if I'm the asshole for wanting external validation, no. For everything else, yes.
Agreed.
Yeah, because like it's just I understand a little bit of coming from where like if you're insecure, like I think everybody goes through those phases, and even in a relationship, and it does get to the point where I say to you all the time, like if I'm having like feeling bad about myself one day, and you're like, "Oh no, you look amazing," I'm like, "You have to set, like you have to
contractually obligated."
Yeah,
but I do think it though.
I know you do think it, but now like I just feel like I don't. You need to talk to your partner. Like I feel like most of these stories could be solved with communication, but like
that is most of
what
what
I
say. Yeah,
need to talk to your partner. I think if for the rest of your lives you have different drives, and one of you is just wanting to and the other is not, that's gonna cause problems in your relationship. It just is. Go to therapy. Talk as a couple, figure it out. What's the reason why she doesn't want? Yes,
there we go.
What's the reason? Like she doesn't have to have a reason, but I mean, you need to discuss this.
Yeah.
I understand like being with someone for the rest of your life who doesn't want to, as someone who would want to,
is
that
tough.
Sucks.
Yeah.
But like you absolutely cannot cheat on that person.
No.
You cannot absolutely not say the person because you don't want to, I'm going to go experience with someone else, because that's like manipulation.
Yep.
And like emotional abuse almost, because it's being like, well, you don't want to, so then that means I should be able to like go out and get it. And like people's drives change. Like you can go through periods where you're not feeling it, and then like I said, just talk. Just talk.
Oh, agreed.
I agree. Like a lot of people in the comments were speculating like maybe she's, and this was like assumptions, but like pregnant, or maybe you aren't like treating her properly, or like spoiling her, and maybe she's just like it feels like it's going through the motions, so she doesn't want to just do it, and it's like maybe you're not into foreplay, or like there's tons of ways that like these you could break it down in like either sexual therapy or just regular therapy and talk about it.
Absolutely.
That was exactly the point I was going to make, Josh. Go ahead. If there was an extra button that says sex therapy, that'd probably be the best thing.
Well, after this episode, there will be.
Ooh, but it's you probably have to find out like what makes you guys work, what gets the juices flowing per se. So maybe speaking to a professional, and maybe the solution, the immediate solution, definitely talk it out. Yeah. Because maybe there's some gaps that you two are not meeting because you're not letting each other know. Like maybe you're into a certain thing and maybe she's not into a certain thing. Get that you two can get external validation from probably a sex therapist and say like, hey, these might be the things that work to like spice up your life. And from there you can compromise. And even though you don't have as much like sex, but it will be like quality type of sex, when y'all end up like having that time, that intimate moment, it'll be a quality moment for the two of you. Because sometimes it's rough. Like life is in a way, work stressors are in a way, bodily changes are in a way. So there will be times when like you can go for like weeks, days, whatever. That there's no
mental health is another
intimacy.
When I was on medication,
mental health
for a
too.
while, just like you know what I mean? Like nothing.
Yeah.
And that's like, it happens. And again, talk about it. And like you were mentioning too, like the way he's acting, why would you want to?
Well, yeah, because he's like, he's openly, and this is where I think he is like 100% the asshole. It's like the last sentence where he's like, I'm 6'5", you know, like
I forgot.
Like you're bragging about it to get some sort of validation off of Reddit, or like an advertisement to be like, hey, you know, if you want to sleep with me, here's how big I am. It's like, why
that's
are you
exactly
doing
what
that?
it is.
Why he's doing it because he said, like, you know, like, I'm insecure, like, I'm a grower, not a shower, like, I'm 6'5". He wants people to be like, that's not small, that's whatever.
Yeah,
like, he wants
exactly.
people to write that.
Which is like ridiculous.
Keep your private
ridiculous.
life.
Yeah. Yeah, ridiculous. There we go. And on that, we're gonna hit a quick ad break, and we will be right back with.
Was there an update?
No, there was no update on that one. Sorry, I apologize. Most of them do, but that one does not.
Okay.
But we will be right back with some more stories and some more updates for you, Sienna.
Excited.
Man, how long have we been recording? I still have to cook after this, and I'm very much not looking forward to that. These Reddit stories drain the life out of me sometimes.
Bro, have you heard of Factor?
Like in math?
Oh, buddy, Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit.
Do tell.
Well, we all live a busy life, but with Factor, we get to skip time-consuming trips to the store or meal planning. Factor delivers meals that are fresh, never frozen, and all you have to do is heat it up for a couple minutes and bam, a delicious meal waiting for you. No prep, no chopping, and minimal cleaning up after.
What type of meals are we talking about here? I'm going to need some details, my guy.
Factor has over 34 weekly restaurant quality options. You got bruschetta shrimp risotto, green goddess chicken, and grilled steakhouse filet mignon, just to name a few. Again, the best fire, my brother, all within a few minutes, and there's little to no effort needed.
Well, that definitely beats the granola bar I do be eating right before we hop on. Where do I order Factor?
You can head to factormeals.com/wiki50 and use code wiki50 to get 50% off. That's code wiki50 at factormeals.com/wiki50 to get 50% off.
Let me repeat this again just to make sure I heard it right. We got to head to factormeals.com/wiki50 and use code wiki50 to get 50% off.
Perfection. Thank you to Factor for supporting the show.
All right, and we are back. Back for some more assholes and updates of assholes. Anything you want to plug? You want to plug, get some validation, John?
And assholes in the same sentence. Not what I was wanted to hear.
Oh, sorry. Oh, that's on the OnlyFans content.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you were getting a lot of thirst comments last week, John, about your hair. You had it in like a nice bun. Yeah.
Oh,
looks good.
Please don't tell my wife that.
She'll be like, John, Juliet, you're the asshole.
Is crazy in love with me. I didn't say she was crazy. She's crazy in love with me.
I mean, that's how could you not be?
I don't blame her.
You need to get her on the podcast.
Yeah,
I want to hear her.
Oh boy, I need to buy a second mic. That's the problem.
We can invest in that now, John. We can get.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, you guys ready for the next story?
Yes.
So this
Let's
one
get it.
Is cross-posted by Phoebe the Fan, and it's titled, Am I the Asshole for Helping a Friend in a Bad Situation on My Wife's Birthday?
Ooh.
It depends. How close is this friend?
And how bad is the situation?
Right.
Like, could it wait a day?
That's fair.
Or is it an emergency?
I was going to say, is it an emergency?
Yeah.
It's life and limb involved? Or?
Yeah.
So this could go... thing is Sean Kingston out here. So what do you guys think? Do you think asshole? Not asshole?
I'll go asshole.
You go asshole?
Yeah.
I think you're obligated
like
to go not the asshole, John.
Oh, fine. Okay. Not the asshole. What kind of person wouldn't help out a friend in need?
Yeah, true.
I mean,
watch this person is terrible. Watch this person is fucking terrible. Watch. Sienna got it right.
Well, to be fair, I forced you.
Right, so.
Yeah. To be fair, I forced you.
It doesn't count, so I have no pressure.
Yeah.
So
okay,
who cares?
Fine. Not the asshole.
All right. Let's hop into it and see who is correct. So I, 28 male, have a friend called Sarah, 28 female, whom I've known since childhood and has been there for me my whole life. I owe her my life and she's always been my go-to when I have problems. I want to make this clear. Romantic feelings have never been involved, and we have a brother/sister relationship. My wife, 29 female, has never liked Sarah since I had her as a best woman at my wedding, and she calls her a pick-me.
Mm.
She went as far as to suggest I cut her out of my life when she became pregnant with her first child, but we worked through it in couples therapy. Since Sarah has always been there for me, I've stepped up for her by taking her to appointments, building the nursery, and even promising to be there with her when she gives birth.
Wait, Sarah's the pregnant one.
Sarah's the pregnant friend. Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Okay.
She grew up in a foster care with no family. My wife has become extremely hostile towards Sarah, which has caused fights. To make up for not being there as much as I should, I planned a special birthday for my wife. A whole day and night being treated like a celebrity with a fancy hotel, dinner, in an expensive restaurant, shopping trip, and a spa. Unfortunately, Sarah went into labor 6 weeks early and rang me in a bad state, begging me to come to the hospital because she was scared. I told my wife everything and she started freaking out, saying it was her day and Sarah wasn't going to ruin it. I told her to stop being childish and that we can celebrate another time, or that she could ask a friend to go. Then she told me not to come home without a paternity test, which hurt me because I'd never do that to her.
Damn.
But she wasn't listening. She just left without saying another word. I'm currently with Sarah in the delivery ward. I've been getting so many angry calls and texts from both our families and friends. Unfortunately, I tried getting in touch with my wife, but I'm blocked on everything. I feel like helping a vulnerable person in a situation like this trumps a birthday, but I still feel guilty. So am I the asshole?
All right. So from this situation, this scenario that we were laid out, it doesn't sound like they are.
Mm-hmm.
But what makes me nervous is that you mentioned that a lot of the stories have updates in them. And I feel like a whole 180 is about to pop up.
Don't overthink it. Just what do you think now, based on the story? What is your thought process?
Now it doesn't sound like an asshole-ish behavior for me.
Okay.
But I am nervous because for your wife to actively be angry with this person, and you guys took steps for like couples therapy and all that, there seems to be some details missing from this story that makes me think that you might not be too entirely innocent for this matter. Otherwise, she would not have those type of emotions, like feel strongly about something if, she's not feeling some type of way. So
right.
That's just my guess.
That's fair enough. What are you thinking?
I am on the very same page with John because in this situation, no, you're not the asshole. Like from what's been said, you're not the asshole. And I think it's entirely possible for women to just be very jealous and not be able to work past those feelings of someone having a girl best friend. I have lots of guy friends. Yeah. You have a very close girlfriend too. Mm-hmm. I feel none like in adult relationships, you can have that. Yeah. And I would be very upset if you told me, hey, you're not. But the problem is like, we're very clear with those relationships.
Yeah, and the boundaries.
So we would never feel that type of way.
Yeah.
So I agree with John. It's like for them to have to go on to therapy about it, for the wife to continue to feel these things, I almost feel like we're missing something because a woman's intuition is a woman's intuition. And it sounds like, and maybe, I don't know, I'm assuming right now, so no one coming at me, but like the wife, maybe this has happened before on multiple things where they were supposed to be doing things together. And this is just kind of the catalyst where it's like happening on another important day. A pregnancy is like labor is labor. Like that's a once, maybe in a lifetime thing for someone. So like absolutely not the asshole because it sounds like she doesn't have a lot of other family or people there for her.
Right. Yeah.
But I also understand the wife's frustrations in that sense too, when you feel like you should be number one in this person's life and you're almost feeling like you're pushed aside. But then like that sounded more like an emergency. So but I have to believe that if the husband was doting on his wife and there for her mostly, that this wouldn't have been a big deal. So it's just wondering why it was the big deal for her. For her to be so mad about it. Yeah. But all in all, like if this was the situation, if everything he's saying is true, they're platonic, he's there for his wife, he puts his wife first and throughout this whole thing and just is friends with this girl, then yes, he is not the asshole.
Okay.
But I think there might be some things going on.
Yeah, because asking for a paternity test.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
You keep conveying that it's a strictly platonic thing. And for the wife to have that extreme reaction to say, hey, I want a fucking paternity test.
Yeah.
There's gotta be something.
Yeah, it seems out of the blue within this context of the story.
Exactly. Yes.
Because if you did just say that, then it's like, you don't trust your husband. You
Right.
guys maybe should like go to therapy again, because like, where is that coming from? Like, you shouldn't
unresolved.
say that.
Yeah,
you shouldn't
exactly.
make someone feel that way, to like ask your husband for that. And like, that is something you just shouldn't do unless you truly, truly believe it. And there are other signs there.
Well, and going off of like say my female friend was pregnant. We have a relationship where if she needed help, we would both help her.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, because your friends are my friends and my friends are your friends.
Yeah.
And so like, that's what most relationships are. And so it's weird that there is a divide and that it feels like,
good point.
You know, your wife's not friends with this person. So there should be a reason. And I'm here to tell you there is a reason. There is an
God
update.
damn it. See, I knew it. It's going to go 180.
So
Let's go.
This may be a first, and correct me if I'm wrong, but this may be a first within this podcast where the update is actually coming from OP's wife. So she comes with...
we get to hear the other side of things.
And she comes with receipts.
See, this is always good because whenever you guys do your stories and I disagree with one, because I'm like, well, what if this was the situation? Like, I feel like this is, and then Josh is like, we just have to go off of what we have.
Of the one side of the story.
I was like, true, I guess. But there's always another side.
There is always another side. Yeah. And this story is no different.
Woohoo.
So let's jump into this one and shout out. Sorry, I just got to shout Phoebe the fan again for cross-posting it all. They had screenshots and everything. So awesome work. So in the comments of this post, OP's wife responds and says, "Hi, Warren. This is your wife, Ella."
Dropping names. Warren.
It gets better. I know I love listening to Am I the Asshole stories on YouTube while driving to work, so maybe this was your new way of trying to gaslight me. First off, Sarah.
Oh, shit.
Just doxing out here. Doesn't have anyone, especially a husband, because she cheated on him and doesn't know who the dad is, which even your own parents thinks is you.
Gasp.
Triple
Maybe
gasp.
that reaction was warranted.
Work Melissa in there somehow.
I can't. That's hard. That's a hard.
It's a hard name. Yeah, that's fair. Love how you left out the fact that you claim to not blow me off, but whenever you and I are together, she has issues that only you can fix. Like when I gave birth 7 weeks ago, she ended up in hospital.
Did you just give birth?
Yeah. She ended up in hospital and wanted you to go to her, which you almost did if your mother hadn't ripped you a new one.
Warren.
So his wife's been pregnant this whole time. He's been helping out this other woman who's
God.
pregnant. Sarah has no friends because she's rude as fuck to all the women in your life for no reason, and slept with or flirted with multiple male members of your group in a relationship or not. As for me hating her after the wedding, she told me at the engagement party I was a shallow airhead who didn't deserve you and insulted me in her best woman speech. And yes, I wanted you to cut her off when I found out I was pregnant, because it came out around that time. I found out your guy group passes her around like a cigarette. I realized tonight I was an asshole to no one but myself, our whole marriage, and I deserve to be treated better. I'm currently out at a nice restaurant with your mom and sister while your dad boxes up stuff to take to Sarah's. I want a divorce and Sarah to be finally out of our life. So that was a quick update. And then she comes back and gives a final update. It's a sad update. So,
oh, damn.
Trigger warning for loss of a child.
No.
Oh, no.
So the baby didn't make it, which is unfortunate.
Wait, whose? Not that it matters.
Sarah's?
I believe probably Sarah's.
Okay.
By the sounds of it. So the baby didn't make it, which is unfortunate. Warren and Simon is Melissa's ex, who is also Sarah. It's very confusing. She uses both their names interchangeably. But Warren and Simon got into a fight in the hospital. Turns out he was cheating on me. A few of Warren's friends reached out to tell me they slept together multiple times during the pregnancy. Warren is still with Melissa at the hospital and is still trying to beg / explain, but he can't gaslight his way out of this. I've been talking to lawyers. I've got a good case and I'm going to go for everything. And I bet my ass Warren will end up with moving in with Melissa, then trying to blame me as a bitter, jealous ex. I guess she got picked in the end.
Wow. I mean, the infant loss.
Damn.
Really
that is
unfortunate.
terrible.
It is
Terrible.
unfortunate, yeah.
But aside from that,
John, you and me, we are good. We knew exactly what was going on.
Make a good team.
Yeah.
We've had a feeling.
Yeah, I mean, obviously awful. Like clearly we picked up on it right away.
Yeah.
Like, there are reasons why so many people in her life, like, were not part of it, like cut her out. And like, it's very clear that she is not a girl's girl.
No, very much a pick me.
Yeah. And just like, you can't treat people like that. No. Like, you can't. And the wife, good for you. It takes a lot of guts to get out of a marriage, especially if you have a newborn.
Yeah.
So I'm so happy that you had the strength and the support to be able to do that, to divorce. And I hope you do get everything, because the audacity to like go online also and whatever.
Yeah, and try and get validation.
Get pity points. Yeah, exactly.
Just ridiculous. And I mean, that's just, I wish maybe Warren's friends would have told the wife earlier what was going on.
Maybe they found out later.
Yeah, so I don't know.
You never know.
But it's just, I'm sure it feels very validating. So I'm glad that's for you. But like, for Sarah or Melissa or whatever, like, you got to change your life, girl.
And your name now.
Yeah, you got to figure things out and become a better person, change things around. And yeah, because I mean, that's just not okay to treat both of them were treating people poorly. And so maybe they deserve to be together.
I mean, that's true. And I can almost guarantee that they're going to cheat on each other, or one of them's going to cheat on the other.
Something. Yeah.
Yeah. Wild that she has gone around the friend group and like she's cheated on her husband, and they've cheated on their wives with each other. Wild. It does sound like Sarah's family is on your like OP or not the wife's side.
The wife's side,
you know what I mean?
They seem supportive, which is good.
Yeah. So hopefully you get a little support from them, at least in the transition.
It's still their granddaughter, right?
Or
grandson. I don't know if they
I don't think they said, no.
Yeah, it's nice that they're probably going to be still in their lives.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it sounded like the mother ripped into him for wanting to leave his wife's pregnancy. Or like
insane.
Yeah, giving birth. That's absolutely unhinged.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add on to that, John, before we close out?
That update gave me serotonin.
Nice.
There it is. I'll take that one. We'll take that.
I couldn't think of Melissa. I was like, wait, there's got to be one for Sarah.
I could see you racking your brain the whole time. I know when John goes silent, he's thinking for a pun.
I was going overtime, baby. I'm like, fuck, what am I going to say now?
Melissa.
Nope, that doesn't go. Sarah. Let's go with Sarah. I can work with that.
Good call. But with that long one, we're going to hit an update an update. Another one. We're going to hit an ad break and then come back with our final story of the day from a listener. So stay tuned.
Ooh. You've heard of Surfshark VPN from countless YouTube videos, and there's a good reason why. Are you tired of being social engineered to buy things you don't need? Or are you tired of your favorite websites being blocked because of your location? Because if you are, Surfshark can keep your browsing secure and it encrypts your online data. So even if you're not connected to public Wi-Fi, browsing the next story for you to cross-post for our next episode, best believe you have some protection. Too long didn't listen, Surfshark can keep your online presence safe. Anonymity. Words are hard, people. Wikimaniacs, if you spend way too much time on the internet finding crazy stories, or if you're like me, spending way too much time on, we have the perfect deal just for you. Enter promo code WIKI and find our links on our description to get extra 3 months free. Again, promo code WIKI to get an extra 3 months free. Thank you, Surfshark, for supporting our show.
And we are back. Guys, like I said, this last one here posted on our subreddit. Had over 2,000 upvotes, so quite a bit of traction on there.
Nice.
Also, shout out to our subreddit. I think we're closing in on 20,000.
Yo, mid-score is killing it with the moderation.
Yeah.
So shout out to you, mid-score.
Hell yeah. And I think her birthday is coming up soon too. So
Happy early birthday.
It is.
yes. Happy birthday. I think we're doing a full thing on that on one of your episodes. So I'll leave that for that.
We are.
Yeah. So
she spoiled it. I was gonna surprise her.
Yeah.
Damn it.
I'm sorry.
No. She spoiled it for her.
Oh,
she messaged us.
I gotcha.
It's like, damn it, mid-score. We were trying to do something nice for you.
We still will.
We still will.
So this one was posted on our subreddit by Queen of Disgusting. And there's a trigger warning for this one for verbal abuse and manipulation. So if that's something you can't handle, that's why I put it at the end of the episode so that you can just skip it. And the title is, Am I the asshole for telling my boyfriend's mom how he's been talking to me?
No. I mean, it's a listener story,
Yeah.
so automatic. Not the asshole, yeah. But yeah, if your boyfriend is treating you like shit, you better
accountability.
tell their somebody, let them rip them a new one.
Yeah.
Yeah. If Sienna was treating me badly, better believe I'm going
straight to Bev.
I'm going to Bev.
Oh my God. She'd probably cry and be like, Sienna,
how could you do this?
Yeah. And then she'd laugh.
She's a saint.
My mom is literally the kindest, nicest, would do anything for the person on earth. So
100%.
I don't think she'd believe it.
True.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, not that it would ever happen.
No.
So you both said not the asshole for this one.
Yeah,
no.
Okay.
Not the asshole.
Good guess. It's a listener. We've never had a listener asshole, but always a first.
Yeah, never know.
All right.
There will be one someday.
It goes like this. I, 25 female, and my boyfriend, 26 male, are expecting a baby. I'm about 8 weeks along. Our relationship started off amazing. It has recently took a downward spiral in the past couple months. He goes out drinking without telling me, and he won't reply for 8 to 16 hours and says his phone died.
Yo.
Or he'll start texting me at 2 to 5 a.m. horrible, cruel messages.
Oh, no.
He calls me, I don't even know. He calls me a disgusting whore, says he hates me, never wants to see me again, etc.
Oh, hell no.
All of this is extremely unprovoked, and I truly don't understand why he does it. The next day, he always comes back and apologizes profusely. Last Friday, I was having a very bad mental health day, and he was out drinking. My family doesn't support my pregnancy, so me and his mom have become rather close. So Friday, I asked if she would be okay if I came over and spent the day/night there. I went over and we were watching a movie together when the cruel texts started once again. I was already so sad, so I began to bawl. His mom asked me what was wrong, so I finally broke down and told her and showed her all of his messages. She lost it on him, telling him she never raised him to ever treat a woman, much less his pregnant girlfriend, like this. He is now furious with me and says I broke his trust, showing her the messages, and says I'm trying to turn his family against him. He knew I was with his mom.
You did that on you.
Well, I was going to say, yeah.
You did that yourself, buddy.
If it isn't the consequences of my actions.
Yep.
He knew I was with his mom when he texted me those horrible things. Was I supposed to just suffer in silence? So am I the asshole for telling his mom how he talks to me?
Absolutely not. That man, kid, he's a kid. That kid needs to get therapy and work through his issues. Some immaturity there. Maybe stop drinking for a while if that's what's coming out of this.
Yeah.
Maybe that, you've got to work through, figure it out. You have the support of your family to help you figure it out.
Yeah.
So figure it out. If you want to be in your pregnant girlfriend's life / your child's life, figure it out, because you can't imagine having, you have a daughter. Do you want men to treat? And that's not, I hate when people are like, oh, if it was your daughter, how would you feel? It's like, you're a human being.
Yeah, you should just treat human beings.
People out of respect, but it's like, that's so not okay. So I applaud you for showing his mom.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you have a close relationship with her. And I'm glad she was super supportive, because maybe, hopefully, this is what he needed, and it'll turn around, although it doesn't sound like it. I
don't know if it sounds like it.
But he needs to take accountability. That's on him, 100%. Everything's on him. He also knew you were with his mom, which is also wild. Just go ahead and send that. But it's wild to send it either way, but that's just awful. And I'm very sorry that is happening to you, because no one deserves to be treated like that, and everybody deserves better.
100%.
No, absolutely. And Sienna said it perfectly. At the end of the day, it's your boyfriend's responsibility to quit that, that type of lifestyle. But if you wanted him to be part of your life moving forward, one, therapy is a great suggestion. Alcohol addiction is a damn problem, and cold turkey is something that it's hard to suggest because that addiction can consume you. It's unfortunate, but if like they go that route where they might seek help, it might be a little tough at first because dark days will take over at times. But if you can, kind of gently remind him at some point that, hey, you're about to have a kid and you need to change your lifestyle, or this kid is not going to grow up with a sober father. If they don't hit that realization, and if they don't understand that that's going to be the reality moving forward, I always hate to say, I don't know if they're married or they're not married.
They're girlfriend, boyfriend, sounded like.
Yeah, I always hate to just say like, hey, break up with someone or divorce someone. But at this point, your child's safety is paramount. Like when they eventually are born, being exposed to somebody who is like this, who is willing to lash out, and who's to say that's just messages for now, and who's to say it's not going to escalate later on. So at the end of the day, OP, like you can suggest all these things to your boyfriend, but you also have to make that tough decision. Like, hey, is this person even worth it? Being part of my life, especially now that I have one life coming out of me pretty soon. So best of luck to you, and wish nothing but your safety and hopefully your baby's future safety as well.
Yeah. And I hope if you do choose, it sounds like his mom is great because you're saying your family don't support.
Yeah.
So hopefully she would still be there for you.
It is wild that it's wild that she raised a kid like, and it sounds like she has good morals and raised a kid that's.
Sometimes it just.
Andrew Tate,
addiction.
He fucked up everyone. I swear to God.
Those substances, man. Like you can be
true.
raised properly.
You can be a different person.
Yeah.
You get exposed to that thing. You get lost in the sauce. No pun intended. Like it's done. Like it consumes you.
It honestly sounds like he started drinking more once he found out she was pregnant.
So maybe he did.
From all
he
the
needs
context,
better coping skills.
Well, and so if like I don't know, that's what it sounds like to me. Not that I'm.
You don't know.
I don't know 100%, but that's what it sounds like to me. Now there is an update on this, and she goes into a bit more of the abuse that happened. So once again, trigger warning. And then she goes into an update about what she's going to do. So update, I sat down with his mom last night and talked for hours. Everything started to make a lot of sense with what everyone was saying. It started off small, him making me delete people off social media, getting mad at my music I listened to because it made him think I was dirty, keeping me away from my friend, saying that he hated her and that she was a bad influence, and I stupidly believed him. Then the verbal abuse started. He started deep diving into my social media from years before I met him, sent screenshots of posts I've liked, guys that have liked my posts, etc. And then he would spew his hateful text messages calling me disgusting and a slut, etc. His mom begged me to leave him after I showed her all these messages from the past 2 months and told her all about the other behavior. He needs to go to rehab and she's going to make him.
Good.
She told me she'll support me if I want to keep the baby, but encourage me to get an abortion if I want. I booked an appointment and she's going to take me. I won't tell him about the abortion. I'm going to say I miscarried out of fear he'll hurt me. I'll be breaking up with him tonight and his mom is going to be with me in case something happens. I'll make another update when I can. Thank you everyone for the kind word. Sorry, choking up a little bit. Thank you everyone for the kind words and support and resource options. And there has been no update from when we are reading this, but there could be another update. So I will link everything, all the stories in the show notes. So
in case there is an update.
In case there is an update, yeah. So gotta say, bomb ass mom.
Yeah, no, that is a great supportive.
Yeah.
Like good for you. I'm so glad she's there for you for whatever you decide, for encouraging him to go to rehab. He needs to, obviously. And I hope this is because it's one thing you call someone an asshole and they're an asshole and he is an absolute asshole and just not a good person. But it's like you hope that they can change and become a better person. And I hope that happens. And it's very unfortunate. Like, I just feel awful for you because that is just textbook of like manipulation and emotional and verbal abuse, like cutting off your friends. And I'm so glad obviously not that happened, but you are ending it now.
Yeah.
Because
it's not going to get better.
It's not going to get better.
Yeah.
Hopefully he will with rehab and the support of his mom and everything. But you're doing absolutely the thing, and you're so brave for doing it. So good for you. And yeah, I'm just happy. That you're getting out of that situation, because it was not a good one.
Yes.
What else can I say? Sienna said it perfectly already. It's just, I hope like the choice that you made, like you're you had to make an informed choice, and I feel like you made the correct one. And shout out to the mom for being there, for being a pillar, because you could have gone through all this alone, and that would have been so much more tougher. So if you could, go back and give her a hug, and for that, because she supported you in some of your tougher times. And like Sienna said, like hopefully this guy learns a lesson, and he redeems himself in a way, because this is not a way a person should be, and this is not someone that LP shouldn't be someone that you want to spend life with, because that's not someone that's not something that you want as a partner.
You want someone to build you up, not tear you down constantly.
Not tear you down.
And even if he does, like, because some people would say like, oh well, if he's going to rehab and all this stuff, it's like, stay with him because he's gonna get back. It's like, no, that's not on you at all. It's not on you at all for his actions. So I'm glad you're just getting out. And you don't have to deal with it anymore. And good. Yeah.
And they literally said everything I could say. So you guys covered it all excellently. And I look forward to reading your update.
Yeah, hopefully it's a good one
coming forward. So hopefully it is a good one. That is it for this episode. What did you think, Wikimaniacs? Were these people assholes? Let us know down in the comments on YouTube or in our Discord. If you want to hear more, please consider joining our Patreon at patreon.com/Cultivate Podcast Network, where Sienna showed us her expertise in the paywall section. So 2 stories that she's an expert.
Y'all better run and sign up.
Yeah, there's a hint.
That's all we can tell you.
There's a hint. Don't forget, you can submit your own Am I the Asshole stories, just like our last story, on our subreddit, r/Reddit on Wiki. You can also cross-post your favorite Am I the Asshole stories there, or whatever stories, I guess, technically. So, thank you, Sienna, for filling in for today for Sean and being Sean.
Having me.
Being Sean.
I tried to
emulate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think you did. You went over the top. You are the best Sean now, I think.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing. No. Sean's great.
He'll never hear this, so it's okay.
He doesn't listen to the episode. He's also listening to Dateline NBC, ironic.
Yeah. He's actually being part of it in his jury duty.
In his jury duty, yeah. He's going to be in a story someday.
He's going to be a sketched out person in the background.
True. But anything you'd like to plug, talk about?
No, I already chatted about this Sienna thing. So I just, I see a lot of the positive comments when I come on, and I just want to say I really appreciate those. Thank you so much. And I see some negative ones, and that's okay too. Everybody can have their own opinion, and that's just what I'm doing here. It's just an opinion.
Yeah. I mean, we see a lot of negative opinions, so it's okay. It's okay.
They're all from me. No, I'm just kidding.
People write negative opinions about us all the time, and it's okay.
That's People can have their own opinions.
Absolutely.
That's what this podcast is about.
Exactly.
So. But I do appreciate everyone.
Wow.
Wait, before Sienna hops off, I do have a test for her.
Oh. Hit me.
Josh is famously not able to do this, but could you do a Korean heart? Like, could you actually do this? That's perfect.
First try.
Josh, what the fuck?
He's an expert. Wait, I did it. I learned to do it.
It took you like
I just
a
did
few
it
episodes.
Terribly. I was trying to cross my finger. It was
bad.
It was terrible. That was the most hate I got.
Sienna passes the vibe check,
you.
obviously.
Yeah,
I mean, she has for a long time.
Thank you.
Yeah. But that is it, Wikimaniacs. Thank you for another amazing episode. Thank you, John. I forgot to say that to you for coming on.
You're welcome. I'm contractually obligated to be here, so don't
and once again, thank you, Ringo, for being a presence.
Actor.
Yeah. There she is. Big stretch for everyone for the end of the episode.
Big stretch.
Yeah.
Big stretch.
Yeah. All
Good job,
right.
Ringo.
We'll see you on Monday. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Expert in fucking, I don't know.
Great power. For the 5th time, it's your boy Sean.